I do have to admit I'm still a little cheesed off that there was no trophy lift at the end of the Canadian Premier League. We'll still take a look at our final 3 matches of the season, even though they mean absolutely diddly squat. The playoffs are at hand, and I think I figured out how they work. And hello again, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome back to episode number 19 of The American Dream. I am Mr. Cellophane. So 5 teams qualify for the playoffs in the Canadian Premier League. So there is a first round. That, I believe, is going to be between the teams placed 4th and 5th. Then there's a playoff quarterfinal, which is the winner of the 4th-5th game, and they take on the 3rd place team. Now, the 1st and 2nd place teams go all the way straight through to the playoff semifinal. But you're wondering, well, what then happens to the team that wins the quarterfinal? Well, then there's the playoff semifinal. So the loser of the semifinal plays in the playoff semifinal against the winner of the quarterfinal. And the winner of that game goes to play the playoff final against the team that won the semifinal. Confused? Yeah, so was I. Now, by virtue of winning the league, we will be taking part in the original playoff semifinal. That game is coming up in a week's time against Forge Football Club, the team that finished in 2nd. Kind of like we were really able to separate ourselves toward the end as they kind of fell off a little bit. But then again, so did we. And you guys may notice I did make a slight change. We're testing out a new skin. I started using it on stream over the weekend, and it's been very aesthetically pleasing to me. And I think I needed something to fire in my synopsis a little bit after playing so much Football Manager since the release back in November that a little change is doing me good. I still love Sass's skin. It is still my absolute favorite of all time, but I love the clean look of this one. So welcome to Tato. Our first match after I decided that we weren't going to finish out the season on camera was at home against Calvary FC, and it was a pretty easy victory for us. A penalty opportunity for Mo Farsi got us started at 1-0. Noah Verhoeven scored 5 minutes later. Alan Didier, just a couple of minutes into the second half, made it 3-0. Sergio Camargo did get one back for Calvary in the 50th minute, but then Didier added his second of the match to put us comfortably ahead with a 4-1 victory. And then for some reason, in the middle of the season, with just 2 matches left to go, they give us a 2.5-week break. Now, we did play a couple of friendlies just to stay fresh, but coming back, we just could not get unstuck against Valor FC. Gabor Varga with a brace. Yevhen Ryazantsev with a goal in the middle. Mo Farsi, we lost him to injury in this match, and if my memory serves correctly, he will not be available for the playoffs. Yeah, he twisted his ankle. He's going to be out for another couple of weeks. We then ended our season against Forge FC, and it was a very uninspiring 0-0 draw. The injury to Mo Farsi means we do have to shuffle a little bit around. It means that Matteo Schiavone is going to slide into that right wing back role. Now, that is a position that he is capable of playing. Elliot Simmons has passed the fitness test, but our training staff is saying play him no more than 45 minutes. He needs to get back up to match sharpness, so he will not be starting. It is going to be Paris G in his place. So here is how we are going to line up. George Marks in goal. Noah Abotna, James Griffard, and Rocco Romeo as our defensive 3. Basang and Schiavone on the wings, with G and Isaiah Johnston in the midfield. Ahead of them at the 10 will be Noah Verhoeven and Tyler Pasher and Alain Didier getting the start as our dual strikers. We are taking a bit of a risk with putting Pasher in there because while he's picked up a couple of assists, it has been quite some time since he has scored a goal. He has 8 on the year, but he has quickly become eclipsed by Alain Didier to lead the team in that category. We are at home at Willoughby Community Park. We're taking on Forge FC. It's number 1 versus number 2 in the playoffs. And we are underway. George Marks sending it far, headed forward, looking for Diaz. James Griffard will step in front of that. Noah Verhoeven playing it for Didier in a little bit of a deep position. Verhoeven getting it once again. Nice long pass looking for Pasher, and Silva's going to pick that off. And you see Pasher's body language is just like, come on, man. How am I supposed to succeed if you can't get me the ball? So Forge FC now in control in the middle third. Jones up that left side to Poku. Up the sideline. Nobody really challenging him. Schiavone, get in there. James Griffard, nice job clearing that one away. But again, Patrick can't get his head on it. Alain Didier, though, will settle it down and look to move it forward. What speed he has into the middle of Verhoeven. Pasher, he's got Didier cutting through the middle, but he's going to throw it wide to Shivani. Pushing it up toward the edge of the box. Into the middle, looking for Pasher. He's going to be taken down. Penalty shouts aplenty. And they have decided it is going to be a penalty. Who is taking for us? I believe it's Isaiah Johnston. He has been very good with these, and he is very good again. 2 minutes and change into this match. It's Vancouver 1, Forge FC 0. Beautiful penalty delivery by Isaiah Johnston. So through the first 20 minutes, I really have no complaints as Johnson looks to lump it forward. Can't get it to Didier. Jones played ahead. Chaunier will just drop it back to his goalkeeper. You got to sometimes move backwards to move forwards. As Dunn will play it now to the near side. Olasunde. No traffic in front of him. Campbell will lay it back for Hoja-Papour. Diaz once again for Silva. We are giving them quite a bit of space. I'm not sure why we're backing off as much as we are. I thought we put a bit more pressure on during the regular season. But as long as we are able to maintain the 1-0 lead, then I am fine, as we're going to shout demand more to our team. Because what on earth was that by George Marks? I was so busy shouting things out, thinking just build-up play. Nothing's really going to happen. Big ball through the Diaz. Marks charged out and completely missed it. Massive bonehead play by Marks. Ever since SI said the shouts don't really do anything, I have been making sure that I have been clicking demand more every time that it becomes available. Paris G. Oh, he had Tyler Pasher running through the middle, but instead he decides to lay it back to the safety of Abatna. Johnston finds Didier. Nice first touch, pushing it into the box, waiting for help. Didier. Shivani's got it. Over to Johnston from range, and he's going to just whistle that one high and wide. Johnston had a pretty good look from the outside of the D, but sadly unable to find the target. Yeah, I think we've been the better team so far. In general, a real boneheaded play by George Marks is really the difference and why this match is tied up at 1. Deep in our end zone, Shivani to throw it in. Verhoeven will give it back to him. Shivani playing it ahead, cannot pick out Bassong, so Forge FC will take over at the edge of our final third. Alasunde up that left wing, into the box. He's got Diaz behind the line. Was he onside? I think he was. 12th goal of the season for Diaz. He's scored twice in this match now, and it's Vancouver 1, Forge FC 2. We just gave Olasunde way too much space. Why are we playing so narrow? We're at the hour mark. A corner kick opportunity for Diaz, trying to add another goal contribution. Dunn popping on. Marks missing it. Abatna can't really clear it. Pasher nodding it down, and I think we were finally going to be able to clear the danger. Not a lot of time to get things done, and I think it's going to be the playoff semifinal for us, which is very disappointing. We won the league. We won the league by a nice, comfortable margin. And now Forge FC is going to have the guaranteed spot in the final as Ampama. Oh, my God. That was just awful. I'm not even showing you the replay in the 92nd minute. Nana Ampama with the header that George Marks just completely misjudged. 3-1. It's the final nail in the coffin. Forge FC is moving on. And for us, it's the playoff semifinal. And our opponent is going to be Halifax Wanderers. They took care of Atletico Ottawa, who won the preliminary first round game. 2-1 in extra time. A pair of goals for Canada, who has been the bane of my existence. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to contain him. This could be a very disappointing playoff run. So naturally, we're making some changes, and we're kind of going for it all because we understand that if we don't win this match, well, the season's over anyway. George Marks is going to remain in goal, although my assistant was putting in a very strong argument for Callum Irving. Still, I just can't do. I mean, Irving's only played one match all season long. I'm not sticking him into the biggest one of the year. Abatna, Gaffard, and Romeo are going to remain our back three, although we are going to keep a close eye on those guys. Abdou Samake remains on the bench. Bassong is going to get the start at the left wing back. We're bringing in Mo Farsi. He has passed the fitness test. He's not fully rehabbed. He should only play about 45 minutes, but again, we need our best player out there. Matteo Schiavone is going to be on the bench just in case. Same situation with Elliot Simmons. He's coming back to pair with Isaiah Johnston. Verhoeven's going to remain at the 10. Alan Didier is going to move over and play that deep-lying forward role because we're bringing in Mohamedou Kane to replace Tyler Pasher. General levels of motivation from our team talk as we come out with our 5-2-3 formation against the Halifax Wanderers. They will be playing a 4-4-2, having only won twice in their last 5. Halifax is in the white, I believe. I believe we are in the black. It's a little bit hard to tell. The problem with having a skin that is predominantly white and black. Nice pickoff by Mo Farsi as Walker Romeo looks to move it forward. We've played 8 minutes already. Verhoeven getting it ahead. Kane feeding Didier behind the defense. Didier, he's got a man coming, looking to cut him off. He takes it a bit wide and deep. Circles it back into the middle. Verhoeven blocked, but the ball comes to Zorhan Bassong, who picked the perfect time to score his first goal of the year. It's Vancouver 1, Halifax 0. We did this against Forge FC. We took the early lead. This time we need to hang on to it. Great hold of play by Alain Didier. Verhoeven wide open. Fernandez getting his body in front of the initial shot, but Zorhan Bassong picking up the rebound deflection and putting it past the goalkeeper for the 1-0 lead. Can we keep this level of play up? That is the question as Halifax begins to kind of find their way back into this game. But a deep final third throw, and Bassong has got Simmons. Back for Zorhan Bassong, moves past one man. He's got another to beat into the middle, finds Noah Verhoeven, who puts home his 8th of the year. It's Vancouver 2, Halifax 0. And I think in Football Manager 24, these final third throw-ins are just way too dangerous, but a beautiful dribble by Bassong, finding an open lane to Verhoeven just outside of the 6-yard box, and Verhoeven guaranteed that he did not miss with his left foot. Vancouver 2, Halifax 0, and a chance for more. Verhoeven in, can't pick out Rocco Romeo. James Griffard back for Alain Didier on the half volley for his 13th of the year, and we are rolling, baby. Now, what this means is if we're able to hold on to this victory, which I'm not going to say it seems assured. You've seen in Football Manager, if you've watched enough of it or if you've played enough of it, you know that being ahead big in the first half of a big match is not the guarantee of an ultimate victory. But if we do manage to get through this, we've got Forge FC again with a chance to finally lift that title. Mo Farsi pops it over the keeper. Just a little bit too high, though. Could not tuck it in under the bar. But a massively solid first half, even though both teams got off 7 shots, even though both teams hit the target 3 times. The 3 times we hit the target, we found the back of the net. We did decide to make a change coming out of the locker room. Paris G is coming in. Mo Farsi has done his job, and he has done it very well. Even though we really didn't factor in to the scoring plays, I think his presence out there has really settled down this team as we move into the hour mark. We are going to do the same thing and allow Elliot Simmons to continue his recovery. We played G there so we could bring in Matteo Schiavone into the midfield, and we are doing just that. I don't care if we see a highlight this entire second half. I will be fine with that. We are already up 3-0. We don't need any more. Bring on Forge FC. And as I say that, we get a highlight. Bassong throwing it in, Didier in control. His dribbling ability is just absolutely fantastic. I love the patient build-up, too. Didier ahead, turning, feeding it up for Paris G. G moving it deep into the middle. Mohamedou Kane shoots, scores. 6 goals on the year from Mohamedou Kane, and I think we have found our strike pairing for the final. It's going to be Kane and it's going to be Didier because they are playing so very well together, even though they didn't actually hook up directly. Yeah, Kane, was he onside? Well, he was onside enough. He was deemed onside. Valkla looking to send it. About 12 minutes remaining in regulation. There will be a little bit of time added on as well, I am sure, for the goal. He's just sending it long. Romeo, massive header. Picks out Verhoeven. Schiavone up ahead. Isaiah Johnston, runners up front. Over the top for Kane. Kane's in. He shoots. And Valkla able to rise up to the task. Valkla going long. Still 10 minutes left to go. We're seeing a ton of highlights, and they're almost all for Vancouver FC. Although Johnston, little untidy with that pass forward. Paris G, though, is going to recover along the far sideline. Rocco Romeo, Johnston, back for James Griffard. Now, they are pushing up a little bit more, as you can see, so we just need to be patient with the ball, pick out our pockets, and not make any mistakes. Quickly ahead, Verhoeven feeding Kane once again in the box, tucks it into the bottom corner. His second of the night, seventh of the year. And Mohamedou Kane is certainly making a bid for a spot on this roster moving forward from this year. He had been, and I think I talked about this in the last episode. If I didn't, it was certainly going through my head when we signed our young he's 24. He's not super young. But when we signed our little Ukrainian striker, it was because Mohamedou Kane had kind of fallen down our personal depth chart. Yes, he was down on the depth chart on the screen as well because our assistant and I are kind of vibing on that. But I just felt that Kane was kind of like, I don't know, it kind of hit his ceiling. Well, he has shown today that maybe his future is right here. Goals in the 77th and 80th minutes to put the final nail in the coffin for Halifax Wanderers. Bassong, Verhoeven, and Didier each adding goals in the first half. A very solid 5-0 win. Before we get into the preparations for the finals, we did have a youth intake come through, and it sucks. Before we get into the match, the one thing I was trying to remember, because the rules screen doesn't really spell that out, is how teams make it into the CONCACAF Champions Cup from Canada. Now, so we're coming to the competitions page, and these were the teams that were involved in this season. York United, Halifax Wanderers from our league, Vaughan Azzurri from the League One Ontario, I believe. Now, I do know for a fact they won the Canadian Championship last year, so that's how they got in. So two teams outside of the Canadian Championship competition, because it could be from our league, it could be from one of the lower leagues, it could be from one of the three Canadian teams in MLS, which I believe it is this year. So that means two spots in the CONCACAF Champions Cup preliminary round for next year will come from the league. So I believe that no matter what happens in this match, we are still making it to the Continental competition. And I really hope I'm right, because we somehow do not win this final and lift the trophy, then at least we get something out of a very successful season. No changes to be made from the starting 11 for this match against Forge FC. We have made one change on the bench. Ryan Beecher is back in the squad. Christian Campagna is out. We really didn't need two semi-fit center backs on our bench. So it's Marks, Abatna, Giffard, Romeo, Bassong, Farsi, Simmons, Johnston, Verhoeven, Didier, and Kane. The one good thing about losing to them in the semifinal is we got to use our ever-powerful revenge team talk. And we are underway in the playoff final. I am sweating. I swear to God. Even though Forge FC did beat us 3-1 in the last match, they kind of just pulled away at the end. Pimphis to Dunn. Now we are pressing forward quite a bit in this match as they are looking to play it from the back. Romeo stepping in front of that one. Gets it to Isaiah Johnston. Verhoeven in control. Didier with it. Looking to hold it up. Swept away from him, and Silva will play it ahead for Campbell. For Diaz in the middle, then back out wide for Alasunde. Take it back. Come on, we need to make a solid defensive play, because once they get in behind our line, they are so very dangerous. Thrown forward, though, Bassong is going to get there first. George Marks looks to send it ahead. Abatna wide for Bassong. He's got Simmons with a man on him, but he's able to get it free for Verhoeven. Now Didier. Here comes the run forward. Didier up for Johnston. Johnston wide for Farsi. Farsi is in. He's got a look. He takes it wide off of the post, and that will be cleared out behind for a Vancouver FC corner. So we are finally starting to sow our oats and come into this game just past the half-hour mark. Verhoeven to deliver, looking for a Abatna near post. Jones looking to clear that. Giffard cannot settle it down, and Alasunde able to send it long. We will control it, but however, the offensive threat from the corner has been gone. In fact, one could argue that in this match now, even though things look very even, it has been mostly Forge FC. In added time of the first half, throwing comes to Simmons in the midfield. He'll just lay it back for Giffard before getting it back. Very patient by Forge FC. They did not bite with that ball movement. Didier throwing it wide. Bassong has two men on him, so he'll drop it for Abatna. Moves it to his right foot ahead. Verhoeven quickly finds Didier. Great first touch. Didier with the shot. And Pimphis getting his hands on it to just tip that wide of the near post. Halftime it is. 4 shots to 5, although 4 shots on target out of those 5. We have managed to lead in possession. The XG, very similar. This is going to be quite the hard-fought game. It's going to be who makes the first mistake, Anthony Pimphis or George Marks. Coming up on the 60-minute mark, and it's still very tight between the two teams. Not a lot going on. Hopefully we continue to grow into this game and we don't give Forge FC any massive opportunities like that one. But James Griffard getting it away. Unfortunately, Mohamedou Kane unable to get it, but he gets in the passing lane, so we are in control. Mo Farsi into the middle. He's got Verhoeven. Didier has Kane on the right side. Pushing it wide for Farsi. Farsi with it. Still going, even though he's played the 60 minutes they said he should be playing. Mohamedou Kane, great turn. Looks, sends it over. Didier in the middle, and he gets it past Pinthus, but he cannot tuck that under the crossbar. 15 minutes remaining. We are going to demand more because that seems to work. Good clearance by Gefrard, but Antogulou's got it. Gets it back from Hancock's. Up that left side, keeping the pressure on in the middle. Hojaberpour, wide for Campbell. Olasunde, and he tucks it in past a diving George Marks, and there was that chance we were talking about. We knew it was going to take one chance, one mistake, and I think the mistake that we made is that we are still playing. We didn't widen our system, so we stayed narrow, which allowed Campbell to get space. Olasunde snuck in there, and Vancouver FC going down 1-0. So hopefully we can maybe make some hay in this final 15 minutes or so as we go into a more attacking mentality as well, because we really, at this point, need to throw the kitchen sink at Forge FC. And, of course, they have a highlight. Chonier dropping it all the way back off of the set piece. Diaz looking to set up. Still, everyone kind of clumped up, spread out, fan out. Play your defense. Positional play. Jones still in control for Forge FC. Less than 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Chonier getting it for Diaz. Campbell's in, and he beats Marks. Teron Campbell, his 4th goal of the season. It was a beautiful play. We were taking our chances. We were trying to win the ball back. We knew that it could potentially leave us exposed to a run like the one that Teron Campbell made, and he just snuck in between Tyler Pasher and Noah Obotna. Forge FC is going to lift the trophy. And after all that we did, we're going to come up just that little bit short. Yep, 2-0 full time. Forge FC walking onto the podium. We don't need to see this. So we will come back tomorrow to wrap up the season, take care of the summer transfers, and kick off season number 3 at Vancouver FC. Thank you very much for that contract extension, by the way. But there are a couple of silver linings. Isaiah Johnston was named the Players' Player of the Year. He was also named the CPL Player of the Year. Didier won the Golden Boot with his 13 league goals. Matteo Schiavone picked up the Best Rookie of the Year with a 704 average rating. George Marks was the CPL Golden Glove winner, and Rocco Romeo named Defender of the Year. So yeah, not the ideal finish. A little disappointing that we weren't able to lift some silverware at the end of the episode. We really should have during the regular year. I'm going to complain, but I guess that's how they do it in real life. So, I mean, SI, can you add a trophy lift for me, please? I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you put a like on this video. Also, subscribe if you have not. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. I will see you back tomorrow as we get ready to defend our regular season title, get back to the playoffs, and hopefully some Continental football on the horizon as well. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.